Hi, this is Denise Matthew. Hope you're doing well. So this week we have the 26 and also the 45 being activated by the sun and the earth. And it's going to bring us two full channels, the 2644, because we also have the south node in the gate 44 and we'll have the sun in the gate 26. Now, if you want to count Chiron, because I know human design doesn't count Chiron, but I still kind of believe that we should actually look at it and see how it plays out for each of us. Then we would also have the 2145 channel, which is between the Earth in the gate 45 and Chiron in the gate 21. So what this is really showing us is that we have a good part of tribal energy or the ego circuit. So we have energy that goes right from the spleen right up to the throat. So what this kind of tells us is that this is going to be a great time for sales of all kinds, and anybody who wants to have sales, if that's sort of your business, especially educational. Because with the 2145 channel, one of the main themes is this idea of being better as a tribe than other tribes. And the voice of leadership can sometimes get the tribal members or get the people who are in the group to want to improve their education of any kind. So if you are trying to sell something educational, then this is a great time for you to sell it. And if you're buying something, on the other hand, just make sure that it is exactly what you think it will be, because there can be some level of exaggeration, especially with the sun transiting the gate 26. So with that said, let's get into the details. So when the sun moves into the gate 26, it will reactivate a channel that we had earlier, the 2644 channel, and that's when we had both Mercury and also Venus. And now instead we have the sun transiting through the gate 26 and bringing us the energy of the full channel. So as well as activating that full channel, it is also activating global willpower. And the global willpower is, as I mentioned, connected to sales, the new and improved versions of old products. So if you're selling something new and improved, it is more likely to be able to get some momentum and get some sales, as opposed to something very mutative and brand new that is completely out of the box. It is also a time that we might see a relaunch of some products that have a new twist globally. The Earth also moves into the gate 45, bringing back the 2145 channel with Chiron, if you count Chiron. Once again, we're invited to explore the themes of powerlessness and using our power for the highest and the best. It's also a time when globally we might see displays of both sides of the spectrum, where powerful people are abusing their power or empowering others with their power. And it's also a good time, as I said, to launch any products that you are selling that has your own personal spin. And education, of course, can be a focus as well, where people might be willing to spend their money on something that can give them an advantage in life. But of course, it's important to read all the fine print so you know exactly what you're going to be buying if you're on the other side of the spectrum. Both the sun and the earth transit through the gates every year at this particular time. But because of the other transits that we're having, it does indicate that it could be potentially more impactful. And again, as I say, more open to the ability to get your message out when it comes to getting new products or even advertising out into the collective. With the south node in the gate 44, it may activate your memory and patterns that you've seen from your past reactivating or reappearing in your life. That doesn't mean that they have to be negative or even positive patterns, but just a familiarity that you see happening again. Now, if it's something that you don't want to happen again, or it's an unwelcome pattern, then this is a time where you can look at that pattern and decide to shift it and change it, especially when we have the south node, which is sort of the past, coming in the gate 44. The full 2644 channel, from a global perspective, is where we sell items that are considered status symbols, designer labels, luxury cars, anything that marks a hierarchy of the global market. Here, the difference may be between boots that have a generic brand and have a different label, but everything's the same except for maybe a little bit of stitching. Yet the differences in prices and how they're seen as status symbols can be astronomical. So there may be flashy shows of wealth in social media, or even around you, people who you know might be showing their prestige or what they feel is their prestige during this transit. And one of the key themes that is essential whenever we're selling or buying products is that it's a win-win proposition, where we're selling something getting benefit from it, but also the person who's buying is getting benefit. It's considered the best way to increase your health because it's a healthy interaction and everybody is winning in some way. The 2145 channel is called the money line, and this is the voice of we have. So it means that there can be some level of competition to be the best energetically for the next week or so. That's something to keep in mind. And this energy is conducive to feeling good when we're out having what we might call retail therapy. So especially with this transit, we might have the urge to go out and buy a lot of different things. So if that's within your budget, that's perfectly fine. But keep in mind that the preponderance of energy that is related to tribal will center is going to potentially push us to buy more. Maybe later we will think about it and think, oh, I shouldn't have done that. So it's something to keep in mind. On December 11th, Jupiter moves back into the gate 25 line 2, the existentialist, for the last time. It was last in this energy from October 27th to November 11th, 2022. So any themes that were playing out both globally and personally during that time can be reactivated. Jupiter here says that having gratitude for what you have in the moment can serve you well. It doesn't mean that we can't look for a better tomorrow, but sometimes having gratitude for what you have right here in this moment can open your eyes to doors in a brighter future for you. The gate 25 is existential, or where the focus is on the now and seeing life as it is, not really how you'd like to see it, but how it is right now. So when we're accepting what is, it doesn't negate the changes that maybe you want to have in the future, but instead it's allowing you to assess what can and can't be done right now. So that way you can make a game plan that will eventually take you to the future that you desire. This is also a love gate called the love of spirit, where we can reach out a hand to others because it feels good to help. The love that comes from the innocence of the motiveless actions that come from the gate 25 can be of benefit to the collective aura of the world right now. A small example of this energy in play can be when you feel inspired to buy a stranger a coffee, or where you want to open the door for somebody because you know that they're struggling with some packages. The person who receives that kindness may in turn push that kindness out to somebody else, and there can be a chain of events that continue on from that one random act of kindness that you decided to give to somebody else. In this case, your reward might be something as small as a stranger's smile, and maybe for a few minutes that you felt hopeful for the future of humanity. Well, that's it for the energy update. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will be back again soon. Until then, take care. Bye for now.